Good morning. This is just a short, quick, impromptu live video for paper piecing. Um, it'll be posted also on my Facebook after it's finished. I just wanted to show some friends and all how you paper piece for the ones that have not paper pieced before. So, let me show you a few things. So, the first thing I'm doing is I'm going to put down my first piece onto the back of my paper. Just using a little bit of glue to hold it down. I've usually been a pinner, but Andy at Red Hen got me interested in gluing just a little bit of the Elmer's glue. So I'm just checking it, making sure I have a 1/4 inch all the way around. And I'm laying my guide down on the first line and flipping the paper over. Use my add 1/4 ruler, lay it right on the guide and trim. So then I flip it back over and I'm taking my next piece of fabric for section 2, and I'm laying it down and I'm lining it up right on that edge that I just trimmed. So once it's completely lined up, I flip it over and take it to my sewing machine. And I am stitching, and I don't start on the very edge of the line. I start into the seam allowance so that it locks the stitches in when I do the next line. So then I bring it back to my press and cut mat, fold it over, and I press. Flip the paper back over and lay my guide back on the next line. Fold the paper over and crease it. Lay down my add 1/4 ruler and trim again. Now I am going to take my next piece of fabric and I'm laying it right on the edge of that line that I just trimmed. Keeping in mind that it's going at an angle, so I need to make sure that I move it down just a little so I get a 1/4 inch on all sides. It's lined up, so I flip it over, go back to my machine and sew. Fold it over and press again. I'm going to flip it and fold on my next line. And trim. I have 2 that I'm doing this time, so I'm going to go ahead and trim both lines. Fold it over. I've went over into my seam, so I just pull it back flat so that when I run this next stitch, it's going to lock those stitches in. Line up my fabric right on the edge of the line I just cut. And stitch. I'm going to go ahead and take my next piece, line it up, and stitch it. You can always lift up the edge. Make sure that your fabric is still lined up right on the edge. Fold it over and press it, and we're going back to fold the next seam line guide and fold the paper over. Place your add a quarter ruler and trim. We take our next piece of fabric. We make sure that we have a quarter on each side. We can when you're looking at the paper, you can see the sewing lines through it. So just take that one to the machine. And we fold over and press. Now here, this one is a little bit longer, so I'm just going to put just a little bit of glue just to hold it so that when I'm trimming these next two, it doesn't get off. So I fold over and trim, and I'll do the same thing on the other side. So now I have both sides trimmed. I'm putting my next piece down. Lining it up on the edge. Flipping it over and taking it to the machine. Double checking that my edges are lined up because it is a long piece. And here, because it hangs off, I'm just going to finger press it. Then I'm going to put my last piece on. And because this one goes at an angle, we want to be careful to always make sure that we're starting at the edge of the top seam so that when it folds over, we have enough on the end to catch it. So I'm folding this one over. And because again this is a little bit bigger piece, I'm putting just a little bit of glue to hold that. So now that that's done, I'm going to trim up my block. So I take my see-through ruler and I'm placing it on the dark line so I can cut and trim at 1/4 of an inch. If you have a few larger pieces left, keep those for a scrap quilt. You can also use them probably in the same project if you got smaller pieces that need to be cut. And this half of the block is finished. So that is one I actually got at Spool from at Maddie Crottet's shop. It is a Sue Daly glue stick pen. It's for English paper piecing, but it actually worked out great for me. Hey guys, sorry Scott was filming for me, so I wasn't able to see the questions. Hey Charlotte. Yeah, Cindy, the 1/4 ruler is awesome. Yeah, Sue is the one that had got me addicted to paper piecing, so thank you, Sue. I hope everybody enjoyed that little quick little video. Just wanted to give some friends of mine that haven't seen how to do it a quick little overview of how it works. It's a little bit less intimidating when you can actually see it. Hey, Scott. So, that was what I wanted to show you. Which one, Jerry? I don't know if I've seen a new one or not. Funny Scott. Oh, I have seen that. I have seen one of those. I've tried it. I don't necessarily like it. It is easier for me to pick up the template and sit there than it is to lay it down and then fold the ruler if it's the one I'm thinking about. But yeah, if you'll send me the link, you can send it to me on Facebook or in Messenger, and I'll look at it. Alright guys, well I'm going to get back to paper piecing. I wanted to do that real quick. Thank you all for joining, and I will show more of this quilt when it is getting closer to being finished. Have a great day. Sounds good, Sue. Actually, it depends. I am in Reno and Vegas for 2 weeks in November, so keep me updated. All right, everyone, have a great day, and I'll talk to you all soon.